got a banner.
I have my banner up. I've
That's
had
so
it for a while. I just haven't hung it. So
Oh, I love it.
it's its first hang, so I'm hoping it doesn't fall on me.
Okay. It shouldn't. I'm hoping but it would be just like you for it to fall on you.
It's just on command strips, so we'll see.
All of my Christmas decorations are on command strips, so.
Well, I figured since I usually wear all black and this is like pretty dark that a banner would be better behind me, but now I'm realizing it's not long enough.
It's okay though.
I've got I have like the little twinkle lights that I plan on putting up there too. I just didn't get around to that today because I pulled them out of the box and they're all like crinkled still. So they got to pull it out.
It's been a fast Saturday. I'm like, slow down.
Well, Malcolm slept until 9:30 today. So.
Was a Christmas Story just that stressful for him?
I guess they're watching it again right now. So
that must have been stressful. That was too much for him.
But I shoved a blanket under the door here, so because I assume he's gonna melt down in a minute, and not since he hasn't taken a nap yet, and it's 1.
Oh wow. Well, yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty late for no nap.
But if he slept until 9:30, maybe not.
Yeah. How long will you let him go before he takes an afternoon nap?
How long will I let him go, or how long will Wayne let him go?
How long will you let him go?
Well, apparently until 2 o'clock, because that's until I'm in this room, right?
Okay.
Usually 1.
Okay.
But they're watching A Christmas Story.
So it's like sometimes you just have to call it.
We went to lunch yesterday and the service was so slow, it took 2 hours while we were there. So we didn't get home until 2. So his nap didn't happen until 2:30 and he slept until 6.
Yeah. Oh, but what time did he go to bed last night?
10.
That's not too bad.
No, but he didn't want to go to bed. I was just done.
You're like, I'm giving all I have.
It's 10 o'clock. I want to be by myself for 50 minutes.
Oh, awesome. I was like, I just need some time.
Well, I'm going to wait a couple more minutes. And if you're on here, my mom's on here hiding in the background.
Oh, that's awesome.
I am going to record today's and see if I can figure out how to edit this whole talking part out first and then get more videos up to the YouTube channel. So,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so when we do get started, I'm going to mute everyone that's not muted, but I'm going to start in a few minutes.
Okay.
It takes like an hour for a 45-minute video to upload to YouTube. It's kind of crazy.
I'll go find your YouTube channel. I haven't joined that yet.
I just started. There's one video on there. So I just did it on Thursday as a promo video for the chair yoga at the Health and Fitness Center that I'll be doing when we can do that again.
So. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But it's super. You have to turn that video. You have to turn up loud. We realized our mistakes on the audio there because it's in a what's it called? The handball? I don't know what that's really called.
Yeah, a handball court.
Yeah, it's on a court, so it's really echoey because of the tall ceilings. So it's not the best audio quality. We figured out a couple options for next time, but
yeah, you gave me an idea. Mommy and me yoga for Mother's Day.
Ooh,
my mom will do anything for Mother's Day.
That's fun. I'm thinking. I know I'm gonna have. Well, if we're allowed to by February, I'm gonna have a Galentine's Day yoga at the winery. Nice. I might do a virtual Galentine's Day too. And then, yeah, I might do I don't know how I'll do that.
I don't know.
Because my mommy is not near me. So.
It's like neither is mine, so we would have to do virtually, but
yeah,
she's come a long way for that. She's come a long way.
I got time to think about that.
Yeah, she might. Mom's gotten pretty good at Zoom, so.
Or I see if I can get Malcolm to cooperate and not pull my hair by then.
Oh. We have time. We have time to work that out.
He does his downward dog pretty good now. But.
Yeah, nomadic flow kids. Abby's hooked.
We'll see if I have videos then at convenience.
Yes.
Be there. So, but I do a 5 after, so I'm going to get started. So I know you know Zoom. If you want to mute your camera or yourself, you can. And I'm going to do a quick introduction here since it is being recorded. So welcome to Nomadic Flow. We will be doing a 50-minute Vinyasa Flow Warrior series today. But to begin with, we're going to start in our hero position on your mat. So you'll be sitting on your feet on the heels. If it's not comfortable for you, feel free to go ahead and sit into your easy seated position. But from here, we're just going to let our arms comfortably fall out to the side. Let your head fall forward to the point where it's comfortable and relaxed. And we'll begin our breathing in and out through our nose, that true focus just on our breath. We want that equal inhale to equal exhale. If you need to count as you breathe, so you make sure that it's equal, feel free to do so. And if it helps you focus, you can close your eyes or maybe focus on a spot on the floor, on your yoga mat. So you get in that point of your mind where you are focusing on nothing but your breath. And then if you are in your hero position, go ahead and roll over to one of your hips. Either way, it doesn't matter. And then bring your feet out in front of you into that easy seated position, just to give your ankles a bit of a rest here. Continue focusing on that breath. And bring your hands either to your knees or leave them out at your side where they're comfortable. Begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales, still equal distance and still through your nose. And lift your head to where it's looking forward. Open your eyes if they are closed. Bring your hands out to your side, palms facing up. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, hands meet. Exhale, bring it down to heart center. Inhale, arms rise back up overhead, palms still together. At the top of your inhale, pause and hold that here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring it down to heart center. Inhale those arms back up overhead once again. Pause at the top of your inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Palms are still together. Pause at the top of your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring those hands back to heart center. Drop them out to your side once again. We're going to inhale, reach up until our hands meet. Exhale, bring that down to heart once again. And one more time. Hands out to the side. Inhale, reach them up overhead. This time as we exhale, our left hand's going to reach behind us, our right hand to the outside of our our left knee, and we're going to twist over our left shoulder. Gaze follows, looking back behind you toward the end of your mat. Sit tall. Maybe you can get your full palm of your hand on the ground. Maybe you're on your fingers. Either way, just make sure you're sitting tall. Inhale, rise back up, hands meet up overhead. Exhale, twist to the opposite side, right hand on the mat, left hand outside of right knee. Gaze looking over that right shoulder. One more time. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left side. Sit tall, maybe twist a little deeper this time. Inhale, hands meet up overhead once again. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, hands meet up overhead. Exhale, bring them down to heart center. Now hinge forward at your hips. Come down to your forearms, palms on the ground as well. As you breathe, begin to fold over your legs. Maybe your head touches the mat, maybe it doesn't, either way. Try not to bend your spine, but rather just fold over. And then walk your hands out in front of you until they're fully extended. Breathe here. Again, maybe you fold a little deeper this way. Then just begin to inch and pull your fingers out in front of you. Each exhale a little bit further, walk those fingers out. Now walk your hands back about halfway toward your knees. Inhale, push yourself up until you have a straight spine. Gaze looks forward. Exhale, fold back to the mat. Forearms potentially meet this time. Inhale, push yourself back up, straight spine, gaze looks forward. Exhale, fold to those forearms. Again, maybe your head meets the mat. We've been stretching a couple times through here now. We're going to pause and just breathe here for a moment. We're waking up our hips for all our warriors we're going to be doing later. Next, inhale, straighten your spine, gaze looks forward. Exhale, roll over your knees, come up into tabletop. Adjust yourself to your tabletop, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We're going to inhale, come into cat pose, chin to chest, arch the back. Breathe here. Your equal inhale to exhale again through your nose. Exhale, we're going to drop our chest, lift our hips, gaze looks forward for cow pose. And again, just breathe. Inhale back to cat. Really push the earth away this time. Engage all points of your fingers. Exhale, bring it back into cow. Go ahead and continue through cat-cow, matching your breath to movement at your own pace. You can go as fast or as slow as you'd like. I'll call us back together momentarily. If you'd like to add any hip dips or circles or anything else to your cat-cows, feel free to do so. Take one more round of your cat-cows, making sure you've completed each pose the same amount of time, and then return to tabletop to meet me. Take a breath in, let it out through your mouth. Bring that left hand a little bit more towards center, underneath your nose. Inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky for an easy twist. Exhale, return it back to the mat. Switch it out. That right hand comes a little bit more towards center. Inhale the left arm up to the sky. Gaze follows. Exhale, return that to the mat. Walk your hands forward a few more inches. Flip your toes under. And inhale, come up into your first downward facing dog. And from here, begin to pedal out your dog, bending your left knee or right knee. Bend them together or separate. Exaggerate the movement as much as you want. We're just stretching out our legs here. Maybe you come to your tiptoes and then lower back toward your heels. And then find stillness in your downward dog. Take a few breaths to reset yourself. People ask me, where do you look when you're in your downward facing dog? I look between that dead space between my feet. So I'm looking at the baseboard on the wall right now. And then from here, gaze looks between your hands, come up to your tiptoes, and let's take 3 steps. Count it out. 1, 2, 3 until our hands meet with our feet. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine, gaze looks forward. Exhale, fold, bend the knees until the palms can fully meet the ground. Take a few breaths here. Let your head hang heavy. And then inhale, rise up to mountain. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. And then release them to the side, Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, we're gonna fold. Again, you can bend your knees if you need. Palms on the ground. Step your left foot back, high runner's lunge. Hold this for 2 counts of breath. Step that left foot back up to meet the right. And then step the right foot back to high runner's lunge. 2 counts on this side. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, slowly rise, roll yourself up to stand. And then hands out to the side, Tadasana. Take a couple rounds of breath. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead, spread the fingers wide, sink back into your hips, come into chair pose. Gaze looks forward, maybe a little upwards toward your hands. Inhale, rise back up. We're gonna do that one more time. Exhale, fold into your chair pose. Peel your toes off the ground. Make sure that you're not putting the weight in your toes. You want it in the ball of your foot and the heel of your foot. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, bring your hands together and down to heart center. Hands out to the side. Inhale, sweep them up overhead. Exhale, fold back to the mat. Step the left foot back and then the right for high plank. 2 counts of breath. We're gonna lower down to the mat. You can do so from your knees or more push-up style, just lower all the way down. Inhale, we're gonna come up into upward dog, flip our toes under, and then straight back to downward dog. You're gonna take your few rounds of breath as we always do here in downward dog before we move into the start of our warrior flow here. Look between your hands, come up to your tiptoes, and to start off, we're just gonna step our feet up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale to heart center. Release your hands. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Left foot steps back, pivot it down. Inhale, sweep the arms straight up overhead for warrior 1. Hips pointing toward the front of your mat. On our next exhale, you're gonna sweep your left arm down in front of you and then bring it back to the back as your right arm sweeps forward for warrior 2. Hips still trying to face toward the front of the mat. Drop that left arm back in front of you. Rise both arms back up overhead for warrior 1. Sweep that left arm back in front of you. Come back to warrior 2. Once again, drop the left arm, sweep it back up, warrior 1. Bend a little bit into your back bend this time. Exhale, frame your foot with your hands, pivot those left toes back around. Step the right foot back to meet the left in high plank. Breath in and out. And then lower down, however you get to the ground. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a couple of breaths again. Gaze looks between your hands. You come up to your tiptoes. Walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, heart center. Release your hands down to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, we fold. Step the right foot back. Pivot it down, rise up into warrior one. Remember, we're trying to keep our hips facing the front of the mat. Drop the right hand in front of you, come into warrior two. Arms parallel to the ground if they can be. Inhale, arms sweep back up overhead, warrior one. Drop the hand again, warrior two. And one more time, rise up to warrior one. Baby back bend here a little bit. Follow that gaze up with your hands. Exhale, frame the foot, spin the right toes around, step the left foot back. We're gonna flow here. Lower down to the mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a couple breaths. I'm gonna add on this time. Come up to your tiptoes. If you'd like to, you can hop. If not, you can just step your way up. Feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high mountain. And heart center. Hands up to the side. Inhale, sweep them up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Step the left foot back. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. That back foot pivots down. We're going to drop the left arm in front of us. That's how we're coming into our warriors this time. Make it nice and flowy. Inhale, sweep the arm back up overhead, warrior one. Exhale, back to warrior two. Sink a little deeper into your right leg. Now inhale the left arm up, baby back bend, gaze looks up. This time as we exhale, our arms are going to come back behind us. We're going to clasp our hands together, push our hands down toward the mat. Gaze looks up, puff your chest out. Exhale, humble your warrior, fold over that right leg. You can release your arms toward the sky or you can keep them at your back, wherever it feels better for you. Inhale, stand back tall, release your hands back to warrior two. Flip the right palm, now reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two as you cartwheel your hands all the way to the ground, spinning those left toes around as you do. Right foot steps back. Take your flow here, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to pause here, take a couple extra breaths this time. Really push the earth away with your hands. Gaze looks between those hands, and again, however you get there, travel up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high mountain. And then heart center. Hands to the side as we inhale up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Right foot steps back. Inhale up into warrior one. Those right toes are spun out to the right side. Hips are facing forward. Drop the right hand behind you, warrior two. Inhale, rise back up, warrior one. Right hand sweeps in front of you, warrior two. We're going to pause here like we did on the other side and bend a little deeper into that left knee. Sweep the right arm back in front of you, warrior one. And then your next exhale, both arms come back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Push those hands down. Puff your chest up and gaze looks up. And exhale, we humble our warrior. Again, you leave your hands where they're comfortable. Inhale, rise back up, release your hands back to warrior two. And then reverse your warrior. Come back through warrior two as you cartwheel those hands down to frame the left foot. Step the left back to meet the right, and you flow. We all meet in upward in downward dog and then upward facing dog. I said that backwards, you know what I meant. We're going to take just a couple breaths here, reset ourselves as we continue to add on. We've got 2 more times through our flow. Look between your hands. Travel your feet to meet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Drop your knees and your hips back for chair pose. Lift those toes, peel them off the ground. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Heel toe your feet to the edges. Bend your knees. Reach for opposite elbows for ragdoll. Release your hands back to the mat. Heel toe those feet back together. And then step or hop back to high plank. Lower down and flow. We meet in downward facing dog. And take your breaths again. Look between your hands. Step or hop your feet back up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. And fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, heart center. Hands out to the side. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, we fold. This time we're just going to step our left foot back. Pivot that toe down and rise right back up into warrior one. And then warrior two. Warrior one. Warrior two. Warrior one again. Exhale those arms back behind you. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale up, release back to warrior two, and then reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two, straighten the right leg, pivot the toes around. We're both facing the left side of our mat now. Bring your hands to your hips. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Wide leg forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Bring that left hand underneath the face. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Return it to the mat. Switch it out. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Return it to the mat. Pivot the left toes around to face the back of the mat. Bend the left knee. Inhale straight up into warrior two. So we're facing the back of the mat now, still in warrior two. And then we're going to reverse our warrior. Come back through warrior two, clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift up with the chest. Exhale, humble your warrior. Inhale, rise back up into warrior two. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, warrior one. Drop the right arm in front of you, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. One more time, drop that right arm back behind you, warrior two. Inhale, arms reach up, warrior one. Exhale, frame the left foot, pivot the right toes around, step the left foot back and flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Facing the back of our mat. And we will take a few rounds of breath. Push the earth away. All points of your hands pushing down into your mat. Look between your hands. Step or hop your feet up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and fold. Our half sun salutation here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heart center. Hands down to the side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we fold. This time the right foot steps back. High runner's lunge. Inhale, rise straight up into warrior one. Sorry, Yeah. Release the right hand in front of you, warrior two. Inhale, rise back, warrior one. And then warrior two. One more time, back up to warrior one. Exhale, release your hands back behind you. Clasp those hands, push down, gaze looks up. Exhale, humble your warrior. Inhale, rise back up. Release your hands, warrior two. And then reverse your warrior. Come back into warrior two, straighten the left leg. Spin those toes around. We're facing the left side of the mat again, hands to hips. Exhale, fold forward. Wide leg forward fold. Release your hands to the mat. This time, walk your hands out in front of you as far as you can reach. Let your head hang heavy. Now walk your hands back underneath your face. Flip your hands around, fingers facing away from you, and walk your hands underneath you, pulling back in this opposite direction. Release that, hands directly under your face. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Pivot the right toe, bend the right knee, rise up into warrior two. Reverse that warrior. Come back to two, and then we're gonna puff our chest, clasp our hands, exhale into humble warrior. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. And one more time. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, we frame the foot. Right foot steps back to meet the left. And we go through our flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And in our downward dog, we will breathe. We're only missing warrior three now. But before we get there, we're going to drop down to our knees. Flip your toes under. Come back to your hero pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Return to your breath. The warrior series is pretty straightforward poses. However, they get a little intense on the legs. So we're just going to release the hamstrings and thighs here in this hero pose. Come up into tabletop. Bring your knees up to the edges of your mat, toes together. Sit your seat back to your heels, and then drop down to your forearms. So we're not quite into child's pose yet, but we're working our way there slowly. This way we'll be able to keep our seat on our feet the whole way. Just walk your hands out a little further. And a little further until your forehead meets the ground, but you're able to keep your seat on your heels. And once again, you return to that focus just on your breath. Walk your hands back. Inhale, push yourself back up into tabletop. Walk your hands out a little bit in front of you once again. Flip those toes under in downward facing dog. From here, walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of the mat. Heel toe your feet out to the edges. Reach for opposite elbows again. Bend those knees and come back into ragdoll. You can sway from side to side if you want, or front and back. Maybe you shake your head yes, or shake your head no. You do what feels good to you. Maybe you really bend the knees. Yogi's choice. Release your hands to the mat. Bear crawl your way up to the front. Come into a high plank. Hold this here for 3 breaths, 3 inhales and 3 exhales. And then lower down to the mat. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Gaze looks between your hands. Step or hop your way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Inhale, slowly roll yourself until you're standing tall. Hands out to the side, Tadasana. I'm going to turn around and face you all for a second here. You stay facing the front of the mat. We're going to come up into crane pose to begin with. So you can leave your hands here at the side. Find the spot on the ground or on the wall that doesn't move. Your drishti. You want to focus on that. Inhale, rise the right leg up. Flex your toes, 90-degree angle with your knee. Breathe through this. Release your right foot back down. Same thing. Inhale, left leg, flexing the toes, 90 degrees with the knee if you can get there. Exhale, release it back to the mat. Once again, we're going to inhale the right leg up, 90 degrees, and this time we're going to reach our arms up overhead, flexing those fingers. Crane pose. Exhale, send those arms back behind you, still staying on that left foot for balance. Airplane arms. Inhale, reach those arms back up overhead once again. Exhale, release it down. Hands out to the side. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Inhale, the left arm and right arm up overhead. Crane. Exhale, swoop those arms back behind you. Inhale, rise them up again. And release. One more time here. Inhale the right leg and arms at the same time. Exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips. The right leg stretches back. Point your toes here. Arms are reaching out in front of you. You're in warrior 3. Sweep the arms back behind you for airplane arms. Inhale, rise back to crane. Congratulations if you didn't fall. Exhale, release it to the ground. Got a little wobbly myself. Now we'll do it on the left side. Inhale the left leg and the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips. Straighten the left leg. Point the toes. Warrior 3. Sweep the arms back behind you. Airplane arms. Pull the pinkies together. Inhale, rise up, crane. Flex the toes. Exhale, let it out. We've done the pose, now we got to add it into the flow. So inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Release your hands out to the side. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Step the left foot back. High runner's lunge, adjust yourself as needed. And then inhale, warrior 1. Left toes have pivoted down, facing the left side of the mat. Release the left arm in front of you, warrior 2. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, release those arms back behind you. Pull them down. Pull your chest up and gaze looks up overhead. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, rise and release the hands, warrior 2. Reverse the warrior. Inhale, warrior 2, straighten the right leg, pivot the toes around. Hands to hips, inhale, gaze looks up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat. Place the left hand under your face. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Release it back to the mat. Switch it out. Inhale the left arm up to the sky. Release it to the mat. Fold a little further. Pull those elbows back. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise to stand. Pivot the left toes around, bend the left knee. Warrior two. Facing the back of the mat. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Clasp the hands behind you. Inhale, gaze looks up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, rise up. Release the hands, warrior two. Inhale, sweep them up overhead, warrior one. Drop the right arm in front of you, warrior two. Warrior one. One more time, drop the right hand in front of you, come into warrior two. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, frame the foot, hands meet the mat. Right toes pivot around, left leg steps back. High plank, hold it for 2 counts of breath. And flow, lower down to the ground. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And you take your couple rounds of breath once again. Look between your hands, up to your tiptoes, and travel to the front of the mat your way. Inhale, half lift. And fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, heart center. Hands out to the side. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, we fold. Right foot steps back, high runner's lunge. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. That toe pivots around. Sweep the right arm in front of you, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, warrior one. Exhale, hands meet behind your back. Push those hands away. Inhale, we look up. Exhale, we humble our warrior. Inhale, rise. Release the hands, warrior two. And then reverse your warrior. Come back to warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Spin those toes around. Toes on both legs facing the left side of the mat. Release your hands to your hips. Inhale, stand tall. Look back up overhead. Exhale, fold all the way to the mat. Hands to the mat. Walk them out in front of you as far as they can. Stretch that upper back. And then walk them back behind you. Flip the hands around. Fingers are pointed toward that opposite side of the mat. Pull yourself further into your fold. Release your hands directly under your face. Take a couple breaths. Hands to hips. Inhale, stand tall. Pivot the right toes around, bend the right knee, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two. Bring the hands back behind you, puff the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, rise, release the hands, and inhale them up into warrior one. Drop the left hand in front of you, warrior two. Inhale, reach it back up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, frame that foot, spin the left toes around. Step the right foot back and hold for 2 breaths. High plank. Exhale, you lower down to the mat for your flow. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a couple breaths. And once again, however you get to the top of the mat, you get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, return to the mat, hands to the mat. Heel toe your feet, edges of the mat. Take your ragdoll. And release your hands back to the mat. Heel toe your feet back to meet. Inhale, release your hands and roll back up to stand. Inhale, rise up on the right side, crane. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come into warrior three. Exhale, release the hands back for airplane arms behind you. Inhale, rise back up, crane. Exhale, release it. Big deep breath in. Exhale, let it out through your mouth. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Next inhale, rise up into crane, opposite side. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Send that left leg back behind you. Warrior three. Arms stay up in front of you to begin. And then exhale back into airplane arms. Inhale, rise up, crane. Exhale, let it out. Shake it off, we did it. Hands to the side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. I want you to step your left foot directly behind your right and then cross your right foot over. So your legs are crossed. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead and exhale, fold to the mat. Different variation of a forward fold. We've done a lot with our legs, so we're just going to stretch them out here. Inhale, roll back up to stand. Swap your feet out. So left leg is in front this time. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold to the mat. Inhale, roll back up. Uncross your legs. One more time, hands out at the side. Inhale, sweep our arms up overhead, sink back into chair. Bring your hands down to heart center this time, and then lower them to the mat. Bend your knees, walk your hands back behind you. And just take an easy seat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips before we do anything else. And then we reach for our feet or our knees or our calves, whatever you find. And each exhale, you just fold a little further toward your legs. Maybe you reach your hands a little further. Release whatever you're holding on to. Roll yourself back up to a tall seated position. Inhale the left leg in. Solo that left leg on the ground. With your left arm, hug it in. Right arm sweeps back behind you. Inhale, sit tall, look over that right shoulder. Nice twist there. If you want a deeper twist, bring the left elbow to the inside of the left knee. And then wherever you are, release that right hand. We're going to keep our left arm hugged around our leg, and with our right arm, we're going to hug it in even tighter. And then we're going to switch it opposite side, left hand on the mat. Right arm here, either hugging or to the outside of the left knee for that stretch and twist. And then release it back through center, stretch that left leg out. Inhale, bring the right leg in, sole of the foot on the mat. Hug it in with that right arm, left arm back behind you again, twist. Release your twist. You're gonna hug your right leg with both arms this time. And then release the right arm back behind you, sit tall and twist. Next inhale, unwind, stretch the right leg out. Hands out to the side, and one more time. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and reach for whatever part of your body you find. And then roll back up. And exhale, roll back all the way to the mat. Next, inhale, pull the right knee in toward the chest. Pull it in with both hands around your shin. No need to flex or point your toes, just let them kind of sit there, give them a break. Really pull that right knee in as far as it is comfortable for you. And then with your left hand, take it to the outside of the right knee. Pull that left leg over to the, right leg over to the left side. Bring your right arm out to a T. That right knee may be hovering in the air, or maybe it does meet the mat. Either way, it's fine. Inhale, using your core, pull that back into your chest. Hands reach around that right leg once again. Exhale, send it straight out to the mat. Inhale the left knee in. We're going to reach around it with both hands and hug it in as much as we can. And then with our right hand, we're going to guide the left knee to the right side of our body. Bring our left arm out to a T. Inhale it through center, hug it in again. And then send it out straight. Bring both knees to the mat or to the air, bend them. Bring your soles of your feet to the mat. And then let your knees drop to the left side. Inhale them through center, drop them over to the right side. I'm going to let you do a few more of these windshield wipers with your knees at your own pace. Again, faster or slow, your choice. We just want to make sure that we stretch equally on each side. And then when you've had enough of that, meet me back at center, soles of the feet still on the mat. Inhale, bring both knees to your chest, pull them both in, and then rise up, chin and shoulders off the ground for tiny ball pose. And you can rock side to side if you choose, or you can stay still. Keeping your knees at your chest, but release your head and shoulders back to the mat. And then let go of your shins, let the soles of your feet come back to the mat. Cross the right leg over the left. Inhale, bring the left leg up off the ground. Reach around the left thigh. Pull that in for a reclined figure four. And then release your thigh. Don't let your foot fall all the way back to the mat. Let your knee come to about a 90-degree angle. Pause here for just a second. And then release the left foot to the mat. And then the right leg falls over to the left side. Hands are just out natural to your sides. Using your core, engage it. Pull those legs back up through center. Uncross the right leg. Inhale, pull both knees back in and chin and shoulders off the ground for tiny ball. Exhale, release everything back to the mat. Cross the left leg over. Inhale, bring the right leg back to the chest. Hands reach around that thigh. Pull it in. Exhale, let that right knee float down to about what feels like 90 degrees and pause. And then release it all the way to the mat. Let your left foot fall to the right side. Engage the core, pull everything back up through center. And exhale, release the right foot to the mat. Left foot one more time on the mat. Inhale, come back up into your tiny ball. Release head and shoulders. Reach for the outsides of your feet. Come into happy baby. And from here, you can stay completely still in your happy baby if this is giving you what you need. Or if you feel like it, you can stretch one leg and then the other, or maybe both legs. Maybe rock side to side in your happy baby. We're going to be here for a minute, so just figure out what makes you happy. If you'd like to from here, you can send your legs up to the sky for a reclined waterfall, or maybe you even want to come into a shoulder stand here. Your choice. You can stay in happy baby, you can do none of that. And then wherever you are, bring the soles of the feet to the mat, bring them to the edges of the mat and let your knees fall in toward one another. Return to your breath as we began. Equal length inhale and exhale through your nose. Once you've had enough of this position, heel toe your feet back into center. Let the soles of your feet meet and let your knees fall open wide. Reclined butterfly. If you don't like this pose, you can go straight to Savasana. I just like to slowly work my way into it. And then when you are ready, and not a moment before you are ready, bring your feet out to the edges, the corners of the mat. Hands out to the side for Savasana, otherwise known as corpse pose, or maybe just more positively known as our final resting pose. Close your eyes. Do a body scan. Check in with your feet, your ankles, your knees, the glutes and the abs and the hips, fingers, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, the neck, and finally the jaw. And make sure you've released all of those joints and all of those muscles. You have nothing more to do for the next 2 to 3 minutes other than breathe. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe you roll out your wrists or your ankles, moving into those elbows and knees and hips. No big movements, easy movements. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead if you want. Take a full body stretch. And then exhale, fold over to your favorite side, bending your knees and cradling your head for a fetal-like position. Place that top arm, palm on the ground. If you set an intention for your practice, recall that intention. Inhale, push up with that top hand until you are in your easy seated position. Whatever that is for you. If it's not this, if it's something else, that's fine. Hands out to the side. One more time, all together. Inhale, reach our arms up overhead. Fingers, hands meet, prayer hands. Exhale, return all of that energy down the center line of your body to heart.